Ellie, you've talked about USEF, you should do it, you criticized things, you could improve things, you talked about data, governance, communication, modernization. What would you actually do? And it is a fair question because it's easy to identify problems. Leadership is about presenting solutions. So today, I'm going to answer that question. If I were fortunate enough to be selected as the next CEO of USEF, this is how I would approach that first year. The biggest mistake a new CEO can make is believing they have all the answers before they've even walked through the door. So my first 30 days wouldn't be about making headlines. It would be about listening. I'd spend time with every department: finance, sport, membership, IT, legal, safe sport, competition licensing, officials. I want to understand not just what they do, but where they believe the organization succeeds and where it struggles. Then I'd go outside the office. I'd meet with affiliates, recognized breeds, disciplines, trainers, riders, owners, officials, organizers, veterinarians, sponsors, and grassroots members. Not just for a picture, but to listen. Because the one thing I've learned throughout my career is that the people closest to the work usually know where the problems are. It's the CEO job to create an environment where they're comfortable telling you. And once I understood that organization, in this case USEF, I'd start creating alignment. I'd publish clear strategic priorities, not a vague mission statements, actual goals. What are we trying to accomplish this year? How are we measuring success? And how will members know whether we're making progress? I'd also begin a governance review, not because I think everything is broken, but because healthy organizations periodically examine whether their structures still serve their missions. Conflict of interest policies, committee structures, decision-making processes. Those aren't glamorous topics, but they're the foundation of trust, and this is where my professional background would really come into play. I spent much of my career leading transformative initiatives: finance, operations, business intelligence, process improvement, information technology implementation, and I believe USEF has an opportunity to modernize how it uses information we collect and an enormous amount of data. Competition participation, horse registrations, financial information, operational metrics. The question isn't whether we have data, it's whether we're using it to make better decisions. I would want dashboards that help leadership understand what's working, where participation is growing, where it's declining, and how resources can be allocated more efficiently. Better information usually leads to better decisions. My first year would revolve around 6 priorities only. Number 1, trust. Trust isn't created through press releases. It's earned through consistency. I'd hold regular town halls with actual members attending and provide updates on strategic initiatives. Be visible. Answering questions and being perfect isn't necessary all the time. Number 2, technology. Members shouldn't feel like they're interacting with outdated systems. Registration, membership, horse records, communication. The digital experience should reflect a modern national governing body. Number 3, governance. Strong governance protects everybody. Board members, staff, all the members, officials, athletes. Create processes, clear processes create confidence. 4, horse welfare. Every decision should begin with one question. Is this good for the horse? Because if we lose sight of that, we've lost sight of why this organization exists. And 5, membership, we continue to have growing the sport. That means supporting professionals, supporting youth, supporting affiliates, and remembering that every decision matters. One thing I feel strongly about is that the next CEO cannot govern as though USEF begins and ends with hunters and jumpers. Every recognized breed, every discipline deserves to feel heard, represented, and that's just not just good politics, that's good leadership. And lastly, financial sustainability. Strong organizations create opportunities rather than simply managing budgets. I'd focus on expanding partnerships, strengthening sponsorship relationships, investing in operational efficiency, and making sure every dollar advances the Federation's mission. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, why am I even sharing this? And the answer is simple. Over the last few weeks, you've considered if I'm applying. At first, I dismissed it. I assumed the role would naturally go to somebody already inside the Federation. But after reading the job description carefully, I started thinking differently. And this isn't just a horse job. It's a leadership job. It's a governance job. It's a strategy job. It's a finance job and a transformation job. And those are areas I've spent most of my professional career in. And at the same time, I spent most of my life in this sport. I'm a third generation horsewoman. I've competed, I've owned, I stepped away, I came back. I've seen it from multiple perspectives as a junior, an amateur, a professional, a parent, and now as someone trying to help shape conversations about its future. That combination is relatively uncommon. So yes, I'm giving serious thought about whether I should be a part of this conversation, not just because I believe I'm entitled to the position, and not because I think I'm the only person capable of doing so. I want to because I want to contribute to the value of this industry and this federation, and whether that's through this process or another leadership opportunity down the road, my commitment to this sport isn't changing. And whoever becomes the next CEO is going to inherit an incredible responsibility. They'll also inherit an incredible opportunity, an opportunity to strengthen trust, modernize operations, support every discipline, protect horse welfare, grow participation, and prepare American sport and equestrian world for the next generation. As for me, I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing. Asking questions, offering ideas, encouraging thoughtful debate, because that's how organizations improve. And I'd like to hear from you. What qualities do you think the next CEO needs to have most? Do you think it should come from outside USEF? Inside USEF? Hunters, jumpers, another discipline? Just leave your thoughts and keep the conversation respectful, and let's continue thinking about the future of our sport together, because as always, these are conversations worth having. Bye.